Hey guys, welcome to the review, and today I wanted to talk to you about the modes, or the lack of game modes. And I thought of this because every week or so we get new events in these limited time events that come up right here. As you can see, hopefully I'll have this out in the next day or so, depending, because I'm releasing other videos that I'm catching up on. But hopefully you'll see this Toy Story one in the event shop, or the event location, and we have the new Toy Story event, which you can now get Woody, Jesse a little bit more easily than it is now, and also you could get Bo here. So you can get Bo Beep, and you get her unlocked, and I believe you get some. You don't get Buzz Lightyear unlocked, but you get some tokens for it, and you get a I think it's just a spell card. Yes, a spell card. So you get some of these rewards in this event, and what I'm starting to bring, I want to bring to attention is the lack of game modes that this game has. I love the game. I really enjoy playing it, and I think it's one creative way to play Disney characters in a more fun, enjoyable way. You get to play the characters you love and that you grow up watching the movies and things of that sort. So I really love the game, but I kind of feel that this is not enough. There's missing a few things. And yes, there's some modes that you get to play after you reach a certain level, and that's great and all, but I feel that after I complete it all, these skills or these modes, I'm done for the day. All I have to do is come back maybe a few hours from now, and I could use the energy that I've stored up within the time frame. So I find that's it just kills the game and kills the vibe that the game is creating when you play this game. And you have 7 modes here. Well, 6 if you don't include the clubs, but you have 6 modes here. 7 if actually, now that I think about it, if you include the PvP arena. So after you're done with all that, you don't have much to do. The PvP battle, once you get to 10, there's really not much to do unless you want to increase your ranking for higher rewards on the weekly basis. So that's the only reason why you would want to play this arena more and more after that time frame, is so that you could not only unlock this pack once you reach 10, but also to increase your ranking. After that, you have to go with these game modes, which, to be honest, they're great and all. I love them. I love playing them. They're challenging too, because that's another thing. You're trying to strive to build a bigger and better characters. But I do feel that the energy that's consumed is a lot more unnecessarily high than no. So I understand that once you progress to a certain level, it goes up a little bit more. But let's say, for example, this one I start at 8, but if I do the top tier, it goes to 16. If I start from the beginning, you could see that it goes to 12. So essentially, this is not something that's going to be long. It's going to be harder to do. You're going to have a hard time trying to grind up your characters. I don't mind too much of the 4 or 3 times that you get from each character, but I do think that it should kind of increase the number of chances that you can get this particular character. And that's where I feel that the energy is so important, to stay kind of the same. And then you go to, the next one, depending on which stage you're at, you'll always start at 12, but when you get to the higher stages, it starts getting to 16. I can only imagine what stage 5 and then 6 and 7, the energy is probably 24, 20, or something to that effect, which I feel we do not need. We need a steady progression of energy throughout the game. And the bottom level, it stays pretty consistent. You either go 6 to 8, and that's kind of reasonable. If you're going to increase size, you want to increase it by 2. That's a reasonable thing. But if you go here to the grand campaign, the hero campaign, it's the same thing. So like I said, you want to try to do all of these stages at the same level. I think the developers need to really think about that as far as what they should do to try to help improve the game. Maybe just give it like 12 as a standard, like they did for the grand campaign, and have that as a standard elite size. You're gonna stay at 12 energy and go from there. So I think that that's something the developers need to
revisit and relook at, because materials, they're so high, it's so hard to get. The chances are of you getting one particular item is very difficult to go. So I think that that's something you needed to maybe to address in that sense, and I think this will help out for regular players. Now, if you go look at the Grand Campaign real quick, I'm just showing you here that the energy is standard, and the type of levels this one is part of it, with no set number of times you can do it. I think it's kind of cool. I like the aspect behind it. But I think the chance should go up a little bit higher, because as you can see here, I'm trying to go for Syndrome and I can't get his one token, and therefore I'm using 12 energy for that. So if you're going to have something in this mode where your energy is going to be consumed, maybe decrease it a little bit or increase the chances of getting the token, because we are trying to build up a better squad. We're trying to develop our characters, and these energies are really high for us to use in the beginning. I have to wait, and I forgot the calculation, but probably like 4 hours, 5 hours for it to even get close to half of what energy I need to do these stages. So I think them revisiting that will be the case. Same thing for the limited time events. I think the limited time events are really cool. I think the game mode itself is awesome, especially the Toy Story one, because I'm a fan of Toy Story. But maybe having a set of 2 complete times, maybe to do it as like 4 or something to that effect, to give us more chances to win. Not only that, you're also asking for specific requirements that make it challenging for us. So that's another reason why I say to revisit the chance ups percentage of how many the tokens can achieve, because a lot of times we want to play these limited events, but we can't do it because we have to go maybe get our characters to 7 stars, 6 stars, 5 stars, and it's very difficult to get to that if we can't get the resources we need to do that. So what the developers really want us to do is spend our money on the game, so that way we could progress forward in the game and play the game modes. And I think that there needs to be a balance. Yes, I think the company needs to make some money to make this game successful, but at the same time the players should have a feel like they shouldn't have to buy the gems or buy tokens or buy things, real world money, for these particular items, so that we can get to play these stages. I think there should be a balance to that, and maybe, like I said, either increase the drop rates, or maybe the requirements maybe a little bit downgraded, so that you don't need to have a 7-star. You may need a 6-star to do one particular battle. And when you come to here, the same thing comes to the Sorcerer's Tournament. This needs to be revisited as well, because not only do I love this game mode and I love playing this, and I like the idea of the rewards being 7,500. It's a fixed number. I don't know if that's because of my ranking or what, but I like that aspect of the game. But what what I'm showing here is that there's some characters that have, or some players, I'm sorry, that have really high levels of characters. So to compete with these players with high level stats, it's very difficult for us to stay in the same playing field and compete against them. The Tower of Endurance as well, I feel that needs to be a little bit tweaked, because of the fact that they're so strong in stages. Maybe tweak it to the sense where it's not so strong, or maybe have a bigger drop rate. Maybe add some tokens once in the blue moon, because this Tower of Terror villain. This Tower of Endurance has requirements that you need to use a downtown character. So maybe having a drop rate of a random downtown token when you get to during a stage, maybe a chance up for that, maybe something to give the players a more incentive to play this mode, but also create other game modes that have similar styles. It doesn't have to be this Tower of Endurance, but it could be something else. Maybe another game mode that can combine runes and give you rune event, which we have in the Summon Challenge, but that's only once in a blue moon. So we don't have the chance to not only grind out, but also level up our characters to be in a stronger mode to compete against other players. So I think this is something that maybe the developers need to revisit, as far as extending game modes or adding more game modes or re-looking at the summon. So that's all I have for today. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time. Please stay tuned to any new content that's going to be coming out, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.